I do think being in Pullman in a rural community, we're really fortunate to have Pullman Regional Hospital and resources and the people, the skills that they have, the knowledge that they have to care for people like us in these unexpected times.
I'm Fred Wexler. I'm born and raised here and been here 26 years.
I'm Katie Wexler. Same thing, born and raised on the Palouse.
When we first figured out we were expecting, it was a lot of excitement and anxiety. Went into our first ultrasound, talking to a lady about twins and how exciting it's going to be. And the nurse actually told us, she's like, well, it could be crazier. You could have triplets. And we start counting little dots up there, little figures, and we're like, and she's like, oh, there's 3. Things got really serious after we found out it was 3 because then everything got transferred to Spokane. Everything was looking good in their hearts and their growth. Everything was going great.
On January 16th, I woke up and realized that I thought my water maybe broke.
Driving towards town and hitting the roundabout here on the north end and being like, well, do I go straight and go to Spokane? Do I go left? Can we get an answer? And we actually took off towards Spokane and made it a couple hundred more feet, and we're like, nope, turned around. And
you don't want to be delivering on the side of the road. So by the time we got there, I don't know, probably 1:30, and things just went fast from there. And we were at 29 weeks, so Pullman is not set up for this. So really, in the scheme of things, yeah, it was a little scary. I mean, the minute we walked in the doors, they were ready to greet us. Dr. Munudri, he was like, this is not good. Like, we need to deliver now. And at that point, they started getting ready for a C-section.
I remember just starting to call some family, trying to get some people there, some people pray, because it was kind of our whole life there.
We got there at 1:30. The babies were born at 4:15. So, I mean, things happened so fast.
As soon as the kids came out, they were out of the room when they took them to, I think they called the nursery in there. And then I remember the first time they asked me, they said, you can come back to the nursery. And we're going back, and it was extremely overwhelming to see what was happening, because we get back there and there's these 3 tiny babies and they're all sacked up in these little cribs, and they have the nurses, the CPAP machines that Pullman has are too big for that small kid. So they actually had to hold it on them the whole time. But it was really amazing to see the nurses. They are there and they are working so hard for these kids. Life Flight was struggling to get there.
That was a little bit scary to think, like, okay, our kids are just in here waiting, and there is a nurse back there holding a mask on our babies for 10 hours, you know? Like, that is incredible that we had such a dedicated team that is doing all they can to give these babies life.
Once we got up to Spokane, they gave a ton of props to Pullman. So you get, especially 29-week triplets from an outlying hospital. They're like, you expect them to come in cold and struggling. Every kid at this point was intubated. They were on a ventilator. We knew they were breathing. They were in the giraffe beds. They said they came in and they were very stable. They were warm.
I felt so cared for, and just the nurses, like, they were just so sweet and made me feel comfortable and really, really loved and cared for. It was hard, but it was also sweet at the same time to still be home and have that community around me and be in a small hospital, like where I wanted to be. It was nice to feel at home. It's been 3 months now, and here they are, and super healthy, happy babies. They don't have any health concerns. They're doing absolutely wonderful. So all routine care is down here in Pullman.
is I think Pullman just has a fleet of amazing people here, and some of their resources and stuff I think are really hard to find in rural areas.
The skills that they have, the knowledge that they have to care for people like us, I don't think that would be possible without incredible donors. I can't thank those people enough because I can't imagine where we would be without those resources and the people.
It means a lot that our children are born in Pullman. They were 7th generation Pullmanites on my family's side, 6th generation on their mother's side, so it's continuing a long line.
Yeah, pretty special. I'm glad that we get to say like they were born in Pullman and get to continue growing up here just like we did, which I think is pretty sweet.